Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jonathan, also known as DJ Wiggles. Wanted to go through a brief payback time calculation. We had a request from one of the groups online to do a payback calculation, so I just want to do a real quick one in Excel here. I'm working from a blank template because I want you to be able to follow on and create one from yourself. I think that will help you out a lot much better. I think that it will help you out a lot more than just taking my template or using the toolbox. I think that you will learn the most by actually doing this. So I'm going to work through it with you step by step here. So a brief disclaimer. So I am not an investment advisor. This isn't for investment advice. It's simply education to help you out as a fellow individual investor. So please understand that. We are working through a payback time calculation as discussed in Phil Town's payback time book. The target that we're looking for is an 8-year price. So we want a payback time of 8 years. And the metric that we're using is going to be free cash flow or free cash flow per share. So I know that in the book it talks about a couple different things, but this is probably the best metric to use because free cash flow is more indicative of what's actually going on in the company than some of the other metrics. So I want to take a look at Tyson because someone else mentioned online that might be a company to look at. Now, I haven't personally dove into this company or looked at it, but it does look interesting, some of the initial numbers I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and take a look. So like I mentioned before, the first thing we want is the free cash flow per share. So I'm going to come up to stock row. I typed in ticker TSN for Tyson. I can go back to my key stats page here. And if I look at 2019, which is this column right here, I can see cash flow per share, which is $6.92, and then CapEx per share, which is $3.47. So that's all of CapEx. That's both maintenance and growth CapEx. But this still could give me a good estimate of free cash flow share. So just take $6.92, subtract $3.47. I get around $3.45, $3.50-ish. So that's kind of what it was for 2019. But I do have a little bit more updated information. So if I go to snapshots here, come down to cash flow, and I look over here, I see free cash flow of $1.61 billion. So if I remember that figure right there, $1.61 billion, I can look at what percent of the market cap that is. So market cap, $22.295 billion. So I take that $1.61 billion, and then I divide by the market cap, which was $22.295 billion. So basically, I've got about a 7.22% free cash flow right now. And if I want to see what that is per share, I'm going to multiply by the share price. So simply multiply the 0.0722 times the share price, 61.42. And just kind of backtracking a little bit, for anybody following along, the market cap of a company is the sum total of all of the shares in the company. So basically we did a calculation on the market cap. It should be proportional on the share level, and that's why we were able to multiply the percent of market cap the company has free cash flow to get the share value of free cash flow. So I got $4.44. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to type in $4.44. That's it. All right. So the next thing I need is how much is this free cash flow going to grow? And you're going to have to do your own analysis here to try to figure that out. But for the sake of simplicity and just to show you, I'm going to use the analyst growth rate right here, which is the 5-year analyst expected growth rate. So I've got 14.05%. We're just going to call it 14% to make it easy peasy. So I'm going to come back into Excel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write equals so I can put in a formula. I'm going to do a parentheses. I'm going to go 1 plus my growth rate in decimal form, which is 0.14. And then I'm going to multiply it by the free cash flow. So C12. So you can see what I'm doing here. You can see my formula right here. Right here. So I've got the free cash flow. And this cell is simply going to grow that free cash flow by 14%. And so that's what I get, 5.06%. So this is going to be end of year 1. So I'm going to call it EOY 1, end of year 1. And Excel's got a great feature. I can simply click on this cell and I can drag, like see the little plus here, click on the plus and then I can drag it. And it's going to copy my formula. So this will be the year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and voila. I've got end of year 1, end of year 2, end of year 3, all the way to the end of the year 8. Let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So I've got my projections in free cash flow now. If it indeed does grow by 14%, now that's a big if, again, I haven't looked into this company, but that is what the site is listing right now as the analyst expectation. And just for the sake of calculations, we'll use it. So here's the next step. I want to see what all this adds up to. How much is this going to pay me back over the next 8 years? So I'll start with the end of year 1, and I'm going to drag it so it highlights all of these cells. I'm going to drag it over a little more into some blank cells, and then I come up to my auto sum feature. It's simply going to sum all these values up, and I get 66.97 or 98, $66.98. So that is my 8-year payback time price. So any price below that price is considered on sale. And now if we go back to this company and look at it, it indeed is below that price, $61.42. You can see it's a discount to the 8-year payback time price. So that would be a buy. Now, again, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to do your own work into this company and dive in. We just did a very brief terse analysis just by scratching the surface looking at the numbers. That's how you put the numbers in. But frankly, whatever you put in down here and whatever growth rate you put in is going to drive this number right here. So garbage in, garbage out. So please dig in, make sure you can justify a 14% growth rate, or if you can't figure out what the real growth rate is, make sure you can justify the free cash flow per year at 444. Maybe it's going to decline. Take a look at that stuff. Of course, look at everything else, the health of the company, the story of the company, your 4Ms, so forth and so on. Just wanted to go over this with you to show you it's really easy to do. Anybody can do it in Excel in a matter of minutes, if not seconds. So if you want to connect more, we do Zoom calls out of our group, Mr. Markets Irregulars. So here's the link here, facebook.com/group/Mr. Markets Irregulars. We normally go about weekly, and we have people of all experience levels. You can ask any question you want. We'll try our best to answer it, or if we can't answer it, we'll tell you that too. We discuss individual securities, sometimes options, sometimes market trends, other things. It's never investment advice from any member. It's simply for education and for good company. We've got people of different backgrounds from all over the world. We're just trying to help each other out as individual investors. And the only requirement to join is you have to agree to follow the golden rule. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care.